most diets are not successful in the first place. So even if, you know, we've all lost weight in different ways. So I think most of us understand that it's not even so much about losing the weight, it's about keeping it off. So we have to understand first and foremost that 60% of people who do go on diets end up bigger than they were when they started diets, whether it's after the very first diet or after the 10th diet. Eventually you're kind of dieting yourself fatter, which I know I've experienced. I've done it myself, and a lot of my clients have, and a lot of my trainer friends have too, because we're trying to like keep a certain look sometimes. Also, to understand that 95 maybe % of people are unsuccessful, like they fail at dieting. By failing, we mean they either fail to lose the weight in the first place or they fail to keep it off. So those are essentials to keep in mind when we're talking about this, because a lot of times we can get in the habit of thinking like, well, this diet always worked, but you have to remember that if you gain the weight back, it didn't work. And a lot of times we're also losing muscle, which means we're gaining fat back, which just brings on a whole new slew of issues, which we'll also talk about another time. So what the Eat More to Weigh Less process is typically we're trying to get your eating levels back up to what they should be, first of all, before trying to go into even the slightest deficit, because you really only need a slight deficit to lose weight. Most of us have ruined our metabolisms because we're doing these like crazy extreme diets and super high deficits. So we're going on these diets that have us like 500, 800, 1,000 calorie deficits, you know, where we're eating only 1,200 calories or 1,500 calories even is probably not enough for most people. So we're eating these super low calorie diets, and the essentials of Eat More to Weigh Less is understanding that the body is adaptive. There's something that's called adaptive thermogenesis. And what this means is that whatever you do to the body for an extended period of time, it eventually adapts to. So there's just like the basics of it is that your body is going to adapt to what you're doing. So if you're dieting, then eventually the deficit, which is the amount of calories you've reduced by, will eventually become maintenance. Your body just adapts to that and gets used to that amount. So whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's exercise or whether it's eating or whether it's lowering carbs or lowering calories or whatever it is, eventually your body adapts to that. So every single thing that we're doing to lose the weight eventually is not enough to lose the weight anymore, because that's just normal. It's a great thing that our bodies adapt like that, because our bodies are truly amazing. But understanding that if you know that and you are trying to incorporate a small deficit after you've gone through what we consider to be the metabolism reset and you've gotten your calories back up to where they should be, and you're trying to introduce a very small deficit, you'll see that if you look through our starter kit and things like that, that Eat More to Weigh Less recommends that you take diet breaks, which is every 4 weeks to 8 weeks-ish, you take like a complete week off from dieting. So if you're doing 4 weeks, every 4 weeks you take 1 week off. If you're going 8 to 10 weeks, which is the max that we would recommend anybody be in a deficit, then you need to take 2 weeks off from your diet. In as little as 8 weeks, your body has adapted to that deficit. So you need to do something to introduce what maintenance should be back to your body. So after like just 8 weeks, your body could have adjusted so that you're actually burning anywhere from 200 to 800 calories less than you were before, just in your day-to-day. So you want to be able to make sure that you've made something in there. You have some kind of maintenance days, weeks, time periods, phases of eating at just maintenance, so that your body knows what maintenance is. Because if you never take it back to maintenance, then guess what? It created a new one. So first of all, understanding what the diet break is, that's taking the rest every 4 to 8 weeks. I prefer 4. The leaner you are, the more frequent breaks you need. So even if you feel like, oh, I have so much weight to lose, I can't take a break, it doesn't matter. Because if your body adapts to that amount, then you can stay at that amount for as long as possible, but if your body's just slowly adapting. Your maintenance levels is your maintenance level period. So it's the amount that you need to maintain. If you don't know, you can go to our website. We have calculators that just help give you an estimate of what your basic levels are for if you're trying to maintain or lose fat or gain muscle, what the different amounts would be. And so you want to take those amounts and make sure that whatever it says your TDEE is, which is your maintenance level calories, that you're incorporating that in either like once a week, maybe like one day a week you're eating a little bit higher, or like I said, taking the complete diet breaks. That means 1 whole week or more completely off dieting. Because if you do not do this, your body is going to adapt to it. So like I said, in as little as 8 weeks, that adaptation is already happening to where you can be burning usually around 300 calories less, but anywhere from 200 all the way up to 800 because it varies, you know, based on the person. Knowing that ahead of time, you know, you just incorporate them. So a lot of people like to wait, you know, they incorporate them during the time of their, like if they know they have vacations and stuff coming up, they plan them around those. Or if they know like when there's different breaks in like maybe your kid's schedule and you know that your eating is going to be kind of different, or you won't be able to work out as much, then they may make it around that time. So it's going to be different for everybody, but you want to do them at least once every 4 weeks, take 1 week off, or every 8 to 10 weeks, take 2 whole weeks off. And you also want to go through phases where you're eating at maintenance for even longer periods of time. So like if you are dieting like all year long, then you may want to have like maybe a month or so off during that time because you want to bring your metabolic rate back up. So that was the what, why, how, and when. I think I answered all of those. If you guys have any questions about the dieting or the diet breaks, I can answer those. But remember, 95% of people fail at dieting. So if you've been the person that's failed before, it's not you, it's the diet. So don't feel bad. 5% is not successful for anybody. What we're trying to do is try to teach you how to do it the right way, have sustainable fat loss, because a lot of people that are even successful at losing weight the first time, 60% of them end up bigger than they were when they started. So you do not want to be a part of that statistic. So if you don't understand how much you should be eating, how to do the metabolism reset and all those things that I talked about in this scope, just go to em2wl.com/start. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.